Hi, we're here with another Conversations with Ma. My name
Ma.
is Justin.
Ma and Justin.
Ma and Justin.
JD, whatever.
This is hilarious. Alright, so Ma and Justin, or Ma and JD, like she say. Alright. So anyway, this episode is going to be kind of heartwarming. And so we're going to talk about dogs. I grew up with dogs. Mama, obviously, she has 2 dogs, but I grew up with dogs. Only child. Dogs are like my siblings. I know that's funny, but it is what it is. So we just keep this one kind of short, just for, fun. When did you start liking dogs?
All my life, I've always had dogs. I grew up with dogs. They were only different. They were outside. We always had animals that were. See, my daddy was a hunter. He hunted rabbits, and he hunted not raccoons.
Squirrels?
They call them coon dogs, but it was raccoons. Anyway, squirrels. Mm-hmm. You don't need a dog to hunt squirrels. Anyway, you do need a beagle.
Yeah.
You do need a beagle. Bird dogs. That's what they were. Bird dogs. So I came up with bird dogs and beagles because my daddy hunted. So we weren't allowed to pet them, but of course we did. I mean, they was outside. They were very petted. And you could hear them. Sometimes they was out there by themselves, especially the beagles, and you could hear them out there chasing rabbits. And we're going like, oh, they done found them a rabbit because beetles. It's funny how they involved. Beagles used to be outside dogs trained to hunt rabbits. Now they're inside the house. Go figure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because people now use dogs more so for company, whereas back then they used them for a different purpose.
Yes.
And I'm not saying people don't, because you definitely see people that hunt with dogs, people that see, especially like huskies and beagles and labs, are like a good duck hunting dogs. But nowadays they're comfort dogs. Like I have dogs. I grew up with dogs. I had a Chihuahua. My first dog that was mine was Ben. He was a Chihuahua. And we got him because I was an asthmatic. Oh, I am an asthmatic. And so there was something about the fur. Something, yes. Whatever. But I used to be in the hospital a whole lot. As soon as I got the dog, as soon as we got Ben, I never went to the hospital again.
So ever. It is something truth about Chihuahuas.
And my dad had a Chihuahua. And he had asthma. So when he got a Chihuahua, he also healed. So I don't know what it is about Chihuahuas, but I don't know. He was mean at times.
Ben was very mean.
Ben was mean. So shout out to Martavis. Because Martavis, one time, we're going to say this real quick.
Okay.
Martavis and Charles would come sometimes spend the night. And I remember Martavis, because Ben would not attack you if you had food on you. So Martavis said, I bet. He slept with chips in his pocket. I ain't tell you that, yes. No, he went to sleep with chips in his pocket because he said he didn't want Ben to bite his ankles at night. So Martavis, that's for you. So anyway, but yeah, grew up liking dogs. We have 2 dogs now. My mom has 2 dogs.
Yes.
Tell us about your 2 dogs.
I have 2 dogs. I have a German Shepherd, which is a female, and then I have a little poodle, a toy poodle, which is the male. The male he weighs about 10 pounds. The German Shepherd weighs 90 pounds. The little one, the little male, the little man, he rules the house. He bosses her. She cowers down to him. Yeah, and that's the truth. I noticed that when we were coming back home in the car, we gave them both Benadryl. Okay, they was in the back seat.
It was a 12-hour drive.
Yes, to go to sleep. And of course, Snow was all antsy and moving around, and Knuckles started growling, and JD going like, "Hush, Knuckles, stop!" I said, "No, JD. Knuckles is going to control Snow."
He did.
And he did.
He did.
Snow put her little ears all backwards, got over there and sat down, and went to sleep.
Yeah. So and I have a Shiba Inu Pomeranian mix, and I also have a Maltese Yorkie. So their personalities are real funny. Like Sly is super chill, super relaxed. Rufus the Morkie, he's super hyper. But the thing is, when they go to the vet, out of all of our dogs, Sly's the worst one at the vet. Sly's also the worst one at the groomer. So the quiet one, the real one that wants to be under you all the time, when his anxiety's bad. Like, it's horrible. Like, they have to put a muzzle on him. And he just, because Shibas are known for that. I didn't know that. I just like Shibas because they're Japanese dogs and they look cool. They look little foxes. And sure enough, Shibas are known for being difficult when they go to the vet and when they get groomed. Everywhere else, they're fine. It's just those 2 places they don't like going. They don't like to be touched. They don't like their paws to be touched. They don't like getting shots. But every other dog we have is fine at the vet.
And he doesn't bark like the other dogs.
He doesn't really bark.
No, he doesn't bark like the other dogs.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he's the one that does not bark. So the one is the quietest one, the chillest one, is the worst one at the vet and the groomer. And yeah, so that's what that is. Um, and also, people don't realize, we talked about this before, when it comes to getting a dog, you have to be invested in your dog, because dogs feel depression, dogs feel loneliness, dogs feel abandonment, dogs feel it when you don't want to be around them. They feel all those things. They can become distance themselves, and dogs also, their lifespan can decrease when they get depressed. So that's something else to remember. People want pets. You got to remember vet visits, dog food, taking them out. Decide if you want your dog to mingle with other dogs. How frequently are you going to be home? Because if people want pets, but you're traveling a lot, every time you go out of town, you have to board your dog. You got to get yearly shots for your dog. Some people have pet insurance. Some apartment complexes, you got to pay extra money for a dog. So I tell people, if you want a dog, they're beautiful to have, but there are a lot of responsibility.
Dogs are a lot of responsibility,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
you said, I had to leave my dogs for a while before I moved up here, and I thank God I have a very close friend. He took care of my dogs, but they still, you know, if I leave the house, especially Snow, she goes to the door and she cries and she whimpers. And another thing about Snow cannot stand noise. Are you talking too loudly? She will
Yeah, she'll
grunt.
grunt.
She'll
She'll grunt.
grunt, groan,
She'll
look
grunt.
up at you like, I want you hush. And we obey Snow. We
It's
laugh
funny.
and then we get
It's
quiet.
funny.
Snow wants us to be quiet.
Yeah,
So we
it's
sit
funny.
there and we get quiet.
It's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty funny. You hear somebody say, and then that's the dog making that noise for you to be quiet in your house. But yeah, so that's it. We just want to have a lighthearted conversation talking about dogs. If you have dogs, post pictures of your dogs in the comment, or tell us about your dogs, how long you've had your dogs. But we're fortunate enough to have dogs. Definitely think about adopting, especially the SPCA. There are a lot of dogs out here that have been abandoned, or maybe military families, especially in the Virginia area, have to go to different locations. I actually got Sly as a rescue because he was from a military family. So you got to look at things like that too. But the puppies and dogs are very, very good.
Great companions.
Great companions.
Great companions.
Great companions, man. And also, you just raise them with love and they'll love you back. That's the thing. Be kind to your dog will be kind back to you. So just, focus on that. But that's it. This is a conversation with Ma, Harvison Coaching. Peace. Till next time.
Bye-bye.